Hello and welcome to SSEN partnership with RevSportz for the coverage of the Women's World Cup. Well, we are at the Chennai airport. So from Colombo, we have come to Chennai, and from Chennai, in about 5 hours, we have our flight to Vizag, which will be the Indian women's team next destination for two very, very significant games against South Africa and Australia. In fact, one of the games is a must win.
Yes, absolutely.
But of course, we will be building up to those games. Before that, let's talk about yesterday night's game. It's almost today night for us because we haven't slept yet. So I think a bit of sleep we have lost because of the way India performed against Pakistan. Snehashish?
Yes, two games done. Yes, we have two wins, but a lot of questions than answers. Especially with the batting, I will say, because before the tournament, the batting was one of our main strengths. But two games down the line, I think questions remains with the batting, especially with the top 5-6 batters of your lineup. So again, batters did not do well. Bowlers did well, decent enough in the Sri Lanka game, but against Pakistan, it was expected that at least they will bowl out Pakistan by what 100, 110, maybe 120 maximum. But still, Pakistan ended up batting 43 overs. I think that is also a warning sign. And fielding also. Richa was behind the stumps. We will definitely discuss about that. And obviously some fielding lapses here and there also. So I think overall, two wins in two games. That is good. But now the real test coming, right? South Africa, Australia, and then you have to play England, New Zealand, and you have to win 2 out of 4 games, to give you that cushion. Still, you have to beat Bangladesh in that scenario, but
So in
still.
short, India still has 5 games to go, and you have to win 3 of those 5 games. We are considering that you are definitely going to win against Bangladesh. But I'm scared if India plays the way they played against Pakistan, then Bangladesh is going to be tougher to beat than Pakistan. But we will talk about those games. Let's start off with India's batting. Uh, what exactly do you think is going wrong? But also, India's batting was looking strong before the tournament or coming into the tournament because of Smriti Mandana. Smriti from last World Cup to this World Cup had the highest score, total aggregate runs of 2,100. In the first 2 games, nothing to show for it. The worst part, Snehashish, was how bad she looked in this game.
Yes, that is the most concerning. It happens that our informed batter suddenly goes out of form, that does not score in 2 or 3 games, but again he or she will make a comeback. It happens to every player. But the problem is that how bad she looks, as you mentioned, because against Pakistan, I think we were having discussion while she was batting that I think she was not judging the pace, judging the length
Yes.
or something. She's looking absolutely clueless. Like she was trying very hard to get out of that pressure with a big shot or something, but ultimately she paid the price. So that is the most concerning thing, that your best batter in the squad is looking very clueless right now, and now the crucial games are coming. So hopefully against South Africa we can see the best version of Shruti Mandana, at least a 50-70 run knock. But still, right now I think she will be a lot of under pressure.
I have no idea why did the airport authority people switch off the light. Also by
Partial
the
light.
also by the way, when we are recording, the way people are looking at us, I think they think we are doing some sort of travel vlog. But of course, Smriti Mandana is a problem. Not only Smriti Mandana, all the batters, none of them are rotating
Yeah.
strikes. None of them. I mean, the way Harmanpreet Kaur got out, the way Jemima actually got out, but that was a no ball, thankfully. All poor shots. Yes, Pakistan bowled well. Let's not take that away from them. But they didn't bowl dangerously well. Like you cannot get them away at all. And even the wickets that fell, they were gifted. I mean, Harmanpreet Kaur down the leg, that ball. How did you manage to tap that straight to the wicketkeeper? Yes, one can argue that Sidra Nawaz took a good catch, but let's face it. I mean, first of all, the ball was so slow that she had an entire time in the world to jump and get that. Again, but still, I think wicket keepers at times we take them for granted. So I'll give it to Sidra Nawaz. But poor shot.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it has become a pattern right now. I think all the opposition have, somehow managed to break it down that let's go out against India and bowl tight lines, set out tight fielding also, and then they will eventually make the mistakes and they will lose the wickets. I think now that has become a pattern because if you see
We saw that Sri Lanka do.
yeah,
Yes.
and right now in the Pakistan game also, the spinner that got the wicket yesterday, Pratika's wicket, left down.
It's Sadia.
Sadia Iqbal. Sadia Iqbal was continuously bowling outside of the off stumps, shorter length. First ball,
3 back-to-back balls.
yeah, 3 back-to-back balls. First ball, she hit straight to the fielder, fine. Second ball, she somehow managed to find a gap, but it was a misfield actually. Third ball, she varied the pace, same length. Pratika was late to the shot, and the ball hit the option. So I think again, so people have, I think, have now that idea that if you continue to bowl in a constant area, and these batters might struggle to to take those singles and doubles from that. So again,
Yes.
pressure is building, and then they will eventually make the mistake and will get the wickets. And that is happening with this batting game. That is why all the batters are getting starts, 20s, 30s, maybe 40s, maybe Haaland scored 46, but you are not finally converting those starts, and that is ultimately.
See, Harleen and 46 is another love story, to be very honest, Yesterday during the match also, he was laughing when I was saying this, but the moment she reached 40, I was like, now in another 4-5 runs, Harleen is going to get out. And then Harleen was stuck at 46 for about 2-3 deliveries, and I told him, I literally called the wicket. I was like, Abhi, Harleen will get out, she has reached 46. And that's because, that's a pattern. She scored a century against West Indies in 2024 when West Indies had come to India, and after that she scored a 50 in the Australia series. But in between, no scores of 50. After that, no scores of 50. And you know what's surprising? She's coming out to bat at number 3. And now if you tell me, or if Amol Mazumdar, Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandana, the heads of the team, decide to drop Harleen, which means you will have to bring Jemima up to number 3. And you are being so unfair on Jemima that in a World Cup, all of a sudden, you are bringing up at number 3. This is the same thing, the same pattern that had happened in the last T20 World Cup, and we did see what happened. We were thrown out in the group stage. I am scared, Snehashish, after yesterday's match, that we are heading for the same group stage exit.
Yes, the scary part is there after 2 performances. That is nothing to deny about that thing. But still, I think you are going to play all in home conditions, and your record in home conditions is quite good. I am not saying against Australia. Obviously, Australia defeated you, but against the other teams, if you see South Africa, if you see New Zealand, they have toured, last year also, and India performed pretty well against them. So I think I expect a better show, but I think the team needs to understand the value of the matches right now, because all these upcoming 4 matches will decide your fate as you told. So I think again the players need to back up themselves, need to identify what the mistakes have been, because otherwise things will get messy.
But also there's not much time between matches. But before we talk about the quick turnaround, we do have to talk about the messiness in the field, especially by Richa Ghosh.
Yes, Richa Ghosh scored those crucial runs, but got overshadowed by her four catch drops. Sidra scored 81, and she was dropped 4 times, thrice by Richa and once by N. on her own bowling. And another catch drop by Richa was against Sidra Nawaz. So I think again questions, and this is not the first time that is happening with Richa, right?
Correct.
I think for the last 1.5 years, questions have been raising about her wicket keeping standards. Her batting, her explosiveness is one of the X factors. But still, we know that on slow pitches she struggles. Yesterday also, we were quite surprised to see team management decide not to send her, sending Snehana above her.
Above her,
Yeah,
yes.
but yeah, eventually she scored those runs, I think the team management will be happy. Okay, our move worked. So right now it's okay. But again, in the next match, if same thing happened and she doesn't score, then again question will be raised for the on the team management move also, because you easily could have sent Richa earlier, give her a little more time. Who knows? She could have added more runs. But still okay. With the bat, she did the job. But again, when she came out with the glove, she was so bad, and I think she needs to work really hard. We have been talking about this. This is not a new thing.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem, Snehashish, with this Indian team is we have been talking about the same problems for the last two and a half
banter.
years, 3 years actually. You are not getting solutions. The
Yeah.
problems are right in front of you, but you do not see a process, a work in progress even. A very quick turnaround, because today is the 6th and today the Indian team will travel to Vizag. We are guessing that tomorrow they will be practicing, and day after probably they will have an optional training session with, of course, the press conference, and then on the 9th there is the game again. 9th, if no 9th, India will be playing South Africa, and then 10th, I'm guessing they won't practice because you don't practice right after game day. 11th you will be practicing. 12th is your game
Australia.
against Australia. Then there is a 7 days gap, but by then, if you have lost these two matches, you are under immense pressure. So one of these matches have to be won, and one of the other two games. If India can win all four, fantastic. But at least right now, India is at the C level of their game. They have to raise it to A plus for these results to go their way. Because you don't want in a home World Cup to be in a situation where everything depends on NRR. So Snehashish and I will keep coming back with more updates from Vizag, from Indian practice, Indian match, the build-up, everything. Till then, keep watching SSEN, keep watching RevSportz. Like, share and subscribe to SSEN videos and RevSportz videos. Signing off, me Trisha Ghoshal and Snehashish Mukherjee.